What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review of Basketball Wives Season 10, Episode 9. Wow, we on Episode 9? Okay. So we're picking up where we left off with the fight. Listen, at the end of the day, technically Duffy started it because she threw the little paper plate. However, the sister, Noria threw some apples, and then Brooke threw a drink, and then Noria threw the bottle, and then the bottle hit British in the head. Now listen, this is what I'm going to say. So then we spent the next 15-20 minutes of them talking about how they're not the people they used to be, and they don't fight no more, and they're too old for this, and let's just have a sisterhood. They da-da-da-da. Listen, for anybody, and I've seen a couple of reviews, and y'all know I love my reviewers, I love my vlog brothers and sisters to death. But listen, let me explain something, y'all. Y'all can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. And what I mean by that is this. The whole time that situation was going on with OG, y'all said, listen, they let Evelyn do whatever she wanted to do. She threw bottles. She jumped over tables. She threw bamboo sticks. She did everything, and they didn't say anything. And they let her get away with it, and they let her do it, right? Well, then you turn around and you say, well, I don't understand why they putting the sisters off and why they making a big deal about the sisters. Okay, so she threw a bottle, but I mean, Evelyn did it and nobody had a problem with it. Y'all can't have it both ways. And what I feel like what Basketball Wives is trying to do, first of all, let's be clear. They are trying to resuscitate this dead ass show because I feel like it's run its course, and I just feel like it's on life support. But they're trying to pacify y'all. And what I mean by y'all, I mean by the fans who complained about the fact that they let Evelyn get away with murder, and they never did anything to Evelyn. And so now they nipping it in the bud. Now, an argument can be made that the sisters are being used as scapegoats because they were never really part of the main cast, and they never really fit in, or they never really were. But at the end of the day, she picked up a damn bottle and she hit the girl in the head with a bottle. I mean, I just feel like y'all can't have it both ways. Either you want Basketball Wives to hold people accountable and you don't want them to get away with this bad behavior, or you cool with the bad behavior because you're entertained by it. Like, I don't know what y'all want. But neither here nor there, child. We spent the next, I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth over all these different conversations, but we spent the next 20 minutes of this episode talking about being better people, being better friends, not being who we were in our 20s. I remember the first time I fought, and I would never do that now, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and yada, 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 and boo, boo, boo. Malaysia said, listen, the first time I fought, I felt like I was alone. I felt like nobody had my back. So I'm going to call, I'm just letting y'all know, in full disclosure, I'm going to call and check on the sisters, okay? Because I don't want no shit. I don't want y'all saying nothing behind, on the other end. I'm going to call them and check on them. So her and Jackie go, and they call the sisters. And the sisters were basically like, you know what? I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, sort of sorry that I lost my temper, but I would probably do it again. Kind of thing. So yeah, listen, and word on the curb is that's it. That's all we see of the sisters. They don't film again. They probably ain't gonna come to the reunion. And if they do come to the reunion, they're gonna probably be in a, they better get the OG treatment now. Let me say this. If y'all invite them sisters back, y'all better do what y'all did to OG. Y'all better put them in a different room and say, oh, we're so scared. We're so worried about our safety. Now I'm gonna leave it at that. Moving on. So we end up leaving Vegas. We don't really get no more Vegas scenes. And we go back home, okay? We end up going back home. Now, when we get back home, DJ Duffy has to have a hard conversation with her boo. And she lets him know, listen, at the end of the day, I love you, bruh. I love our family, but I love DJing. I want to make this album. And honestly, I want to spin my own record. So I'm not done DJing for now because I want to be able to DJ and play my own record. And I get it. I get where she's coming from. But when we also see the rest of this episode, we see Duffy in the lab. We see her in the studio. She already has French Montana saying that he would do a feature and that he would support this. We see her in the studio with other people, and I gotta respect that. her man don't like it. He does not like it. He's frustrated. He said, listen, we talked about this. I thought we agreed. I thought we were on the same page. Now we not. Now we didn't agree. I don't understand. I'm not feeling this. I got a problem. Later on in the episode, she invites him to come to the studio with her so that he can see that she's really serious. And I think part of it was, it's great to hear it, but I need to see that you're serious. I need to see that you're really doing this. And like he said, listen, what I do, I can do from home. Because she was like, well, why don't you quit your job? And he was like, but what I do, I can do from home. Like, I don't have to travel to do this. I don't have to leave y'all to do what I do. Every once in a while, I probably got to go on a road trip. But 90% of what I do right here, not only in my office, I can do it from home. You know, and so that is a difference, Duffy. There is a big difference. And she gets it. I think she understands that there is a difference. But once she invited him to the studio and he saw it, I think that made a difference in that. He saw it. He saw what she was doing. He saw that she really was putting some work in. And so he said he cool with it for now. I don't think it's an open-ended thing. I don't think it's indefinitely, but I think he's cool with it until she makes this record and she's able to promote the record. Once she's able to promote the record, I think he's going to be like, okay, you got your record. I'm going to need you, like, I don't have no problem with you being in the studio working on your next album or working on tracks. Because just like with DJ Khaled, once you get hot, then you hot. You know what I'm saying? Then you can keep making albums and keep making records. And she even said, listen, we get the studio in the house, I can work from home. But I have to establish myself. I have to get to that place first. Okay, so then we see Jackie, British, and who else met with them? Not British. Yeah, it was British. Jackie, British, and somebody else. Brooke, I think it was. They were meeting up and they were having, drinks or whatever. And British says, listen, y'all ladies, we ain't really get a chance to really do Vegas like we wanted to do Vegas. And so we want to have like a little get together. We're going to have a basketball soiree. We're going to have all the basketball wives get together and we're going to have them play some basketball and see if they learned anything from their basketball husbands. Did they learn anything from their basketball husbands? So it's going to be at Angel's house. Angel's going to be the referee because, Angel can't play, child. But Angel's going to be the referee and British, they're going to have teams and stuff. And so everybody's like, cool, that sounds fun. Let me put a pin in that. Brooke also let the ladies know in Vegas about her health scare. And, of course, Malaysia responded to that because she was like, oh, my gosh. Like, I was there when she went through it the first time. I definitely don't want to have to see her go through that again. She's my friend and I still love her, yada, yada, yada. So she did tell them about what's going on with her, possibly with the cancer maybe coming back or what have you. Then they talk about the sisters. I'm back at British, Jackie, and Brooke. And they basically said we don't want them around anymore. Like we don't like them. We don't like the energy that they bring. We don't want them bringing that energy. British was saying, I don't want them coming to the basketball soiree. It's going to be at Angel's house. We don't need to stress her out. We don't need any problems. We just want to have a good time. And we just don't like the energy that they bring. So, like I said, word on the street is that's the last that they filmed. They even tweeted something out about something, and that's a wrap or whatever. So, word on the curb is that's it. We don't see the sisters anymore. Like I said, maybe at the reunion, but So, Malaysia moved into her house. Now, listen. It sounds like Malaysia is relocating back to LA, which changes a lot of this dynamic because up until this point, I was like, okay, is she just talking about moving out there while she's filming and doing a little bit of, her pop-up shop type stuff? But she's talking about enrolling the kids in school and all kinds of stuff. So it sounds like this is a permanent, she said it's good to be back home. So it sounds like she's literally relocating back to LA. And so we see them moving into their home and all that good stuff. And, good for you, Malaysia. Great. Good for you. Now, Brooke talked to us about being in a bad space with her mom, right? We see her meet with her dad and talking to her dad about, her and her mom haven't spoken. They got into a fight over something really silly, and that she just feels like it's time for her to make amends. It's time for her to have the conversation with her mom. She said, and at this point, it doesn't even matter what we were arguing about. It's just too silly to talk about, which tells me that whatever it is, either you don't want to share it with us publicly, or it is just that silly you embarrassed to share it with us publicly. But neither here nor there. And her daddy tells her, look, life is too short. Call your mama. Period. I remember being in college. Me and my mom got into a big argument when I was in college. I don't remember, and I really don't. I think I do remember what it was about. I think it was just basically about just growing pains. Her understanding that I wasn't 15 years old living in her roof, under her roof anymore. I was in college and I thought I was grown. I probably was wrong. You know, I thought I was grown. And I stopped speaking to my mama. And I remember my dad calling me and being like, you need to call your mom. Like, y'all need to talk. Y'all need to clear this up. Like, you know. So daddies, and I don't feel like her dad and her mama together, but still having enough respect to say, child, call your mama. So we see her go visit her mom, and then her grandmother's there and her brother's there. And it is so funny because grandmama is like, listen, ain't nothing like family. All you got is family. You got to respect your family. You got to love. It was all about family, 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 family. And she apologized to her mom, you know, and I feel like her and her mom made amends. You know, look, life is short, child. Life is short. Go and get it in, child. Get it in. So then we have Malaysia and Brandy. Malaysia and Brandy meet up. And I feel like they had a good conversation. I feel like they talked, you know, and did they go deep? No, they didn't go real deep. But, you know, when you haven't been friends with somebody and, you know, y'all were really good friends and y'all fall out, you know, it's baby steps. Like, you can't jump right back in where y'all were. Too much has happened. You may never, ever get back to where you were. I had a really good friend. I mean, we were really, really good friends. And we stopped speaking, child. We done fell out, you know, again, too deep to get into over here. But, you know, we fell out and everything. And at the end of the day, we did finally talk. You know, we did finally break the ice and talk. And that night that we met up and talked, we talked for hours. We talked for hours. And we're still cool now, but it's never been the same. It's never, and it's hard. It's hard to get back to that place. It just really is. So, anyway, I feel like they both walked away feeling better. You know, Malaysia apologized and Brandy apologized, and, you know, they both, I feel like, took responsibility for their part of what we saw. Listen, at the end of the day, we still don't know why these two ain't friends no more. We really don't. Like, something happened. You ain't gonna tell me that y'all just grew apart. I mean, I know they threw the little bone at us about, oh, Brandy got mad because she felt like Malaysia didn't have her back when she got fired from the show. I just feel like it's deeper than that. And I'm gonna tell you why I feel like it's deeper than that. Because Malaysia seemed to, I don't know. I just feel like it's deeper than that, child. I don't know. I feel like it's deeper than that. Neither here nor there. They did have the conversation. Now, we get to Angel's house and the ladies show up. Now, let me ask y'all this. For my people who's watching this that been watching Basketball Wives from the beginning, they ain't never done this before? And you mean to tell me in 10 seasons of Basketball Wives, they've never had a basketball wife basketball game? To me, this seemed like an easy event. You know, they always got to have these events. They always got to have the events. To me, this seemed like an easy event. Anyway, so all the ladies show up except for Duffy. Child, Duffy's in the lab. I told y'all, Duffy working on that album. She ain't playing with y'all, so Duffy working. But the ladies show up and they have their t-shirts. They have the gray team and the pink team, and they get they got all these different things for them to decorate their shirts. And then they go out and they play basketball. Now listen, Brandy the only one out there that know how to play some damn basketball. Okay, Brandy and Jackie are the best players on the court. And they look like they had a good time. You know, it was all fun. Jennifer said, "I'm not even gonna play with y'all. I'm not playing." She didn't come in. She came as a cheerleader. She said, "I'm the cheerleader. I'm not pretending like I'm about to sit here and play no basketball. I'm not doing it." So, and when the game was over, Brooke and Brandy went off to have a conversation, and Brooke asked Brandy how the conversation went with her and Malaysia, and did it go well. Now, Malaysia was having the same conversation with, I think it was Jackie. And Malaysia said that she felt like the conversation went well, and everything was cool, and they were in a good space. And I mean, again, she understands that they got to take baby steps, but she feels like they were in a good space. Now, Brandy, on the other hand, Brandy's talking to Brooke, and Brooke was like, well, do you trust Malaysia? And Brandy was like, nah, I don't trust her. Like, we had a decent conversation, it was cool, but yeah, I don't trust her. I don't. I still don't. And I guess she still doesn't 100% believe what was said is real, if that makes sense. So yeah, and that's just kind of where the episode ended. Looked like we got back-to-back episodes, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get y'all the other one tonight, because we got another episode coming on tonight, child. I'm gonna get y'all caught up. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.